Today on High Tech Low Life, I present to you good mic quality, as well as this Roccat Vulcan 100 AIMO mechanical keyboard. It is a mechanical keyboard by Roccat, the guys who made this mouse that I'm currently using. And from the looks of it, the keyboard looks like it was packaged securely. That's a plus. And it comes with some documentation such as warranty information, driver information, etc. Things that aren't strictly necessary to use your keyboard, but may come in handy when you can't. Upon first inspection, this keyboard looks quite thin, at least the metal backplate is. And it's got a floating keycap design, which I gotta say, it looks really cool. If I were to make a keyboard like this would totally be something. It would look something like this, but custom made. And this is what the lighting looks like before you install the software, which the colors kind of remind me of like autumn, like fall. And I just want to get this changed to like a nice cool color wave or something. Looking under the hood of this keyboard reveals that, well, as I mentioned, it was a mechanical keyboard. It is a mechanical keyboard. But it doesn't really say what kind of switch it is. And I'm here to tell you that they're brown switches. Those are custom, like, dustproof Kale Black style switches, which Roccat calls their Titan switch. And from the looks of it, I mean, a lot of it is why they decided to go with this floating island style keycap design anyways, because there's a huge wall around the switches that I don't believe normal keycaps could inhabit. Using the keyboard feels nice. The switches feel responsive and tactile, and you can really feel the bump. And the keycaps feel pretty nice in the hand too. I really like them, though I do have to wonder if they're PBT or ABS keycaps. As for the typing experience itself, you could definitely use it to type. I mean, it's silent, it's responsive, and it really allows you to focus on what really matters. That essay that's due tomorrow that you're up at 1 a.m. trying to write right now. But enough about this. Let's go ahead and give you the sound test. So let's address the elephant in the room, the AIMO system. It's at the end of every RGB-enabled peripheral that Roccat has. What does it mean? What does it all mean? What does it all do? It's an entire system of things. Both the keyboard and mouse that I currently own have the AIMO system on. I've tested it out extensively to see under what circumstances that it would change, and it just seems to me that it just reacts when you press buttons on your keyboard or mouse, which is very disappointing to say the least, because I was expecting something a little more. It also reacts to your audio, it reacts to your system. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but I was kind of expecting this, but I'm still kind of disappointed. So I do want to talk about Rockat's software, Roccat Swarm. So it is an RGB/macro assigning software for both your mouse and your keyboard. And I have up here the mouse menu, but we're not going to be really looking at that because, honestly, there really isn't much I'd want to change in regards to the mouse. Everything is the way it is, and you can assign keys to it. You can also assign shortcuts with their quote-unquote easy shift key, but I'm not going to bother with that. Although I do want to point out the advanced settings here. The polling rate of the mouse is set to 1000 by default. You can set the control distance unit, which is mouse liftoff. You can control angle snapping, which is, I guess, angle snapping. Don't turn that on ever. And there's also sound feedback. Never turn that on. And here are all the RGB settings. Only like two of them are actually RGB. The AIMO and the wave function. So here we have the keyboard options. Here's an interesting one you might like. I'm just kidding, that was actually super annoying. Never turn that setting on. But anyways, there just isn't a whole lot to be added here. I think the most important thing that could be added is macro functionality, which I'll get to in a little bit. Well, that and RGB settings, which you probably will need to get to later. And I mean, RGB settings are kind of the same for everything, except for the fact that the program has a tendency to crash. Wow. So macro functionality, it's as basic as it gets. You use the keyboard to define what your macro is, or what you want it to be rather. And it records down presses and releases as well. So you can determine exactly when that happens in a sequence. You can also choose to record the delay with them, or just have a fixed delay, or have no delay at all. And with the action settings, you can choose to have it active while held, activate it once when you press it, or you can have it toggle. And I mean, it works. There isn't really much to this macro functionality stuff besides whether or not it performs its job. And to answer the question, yes, the macro functionality here does support mouse inputs, though you will have to right click and manually add them, as it will not record them. And you have to manually put presses and releases on each mouse button that you press. So what do I think about Rockat's AIMO ecosystem, as well as the Vulcan AIMO on its own? Well, I don't really know what to say about the AIMO system itself. It's just a RGB setting that reacts to whatever I press. It doesn't really do much, and it doesn't really offer much anyways. I would rather just have my mouse and keyboard be a standard color wave, because that's the only real way to show RGB, and that's the only real RGB setting they have available anyways. Is this keyboard worth the $100? Well, I've tested a ton of keyboards that were less than the price of this keyboard, and some of them were more. And I can say that this one's all right for a gaming keyboard. I mean, it feels nice. It feels quite nice. I like the keyboard itself. It's just difficult to recommend keyboards at $100 when there's a ton of great alternatives at less, or there's a ton of great alternatives that are more expensive but obviously of higher quality. It just depends on who you are, but if you need a quote-unquote gaming keyboard, or if you have a Roccat mouse, I'd say go for it. This video was sponsored by Panic Brand. Panic Brand provides arts and apparels to the modern meme machines of 2020 at not ridiculous prices. They have a wide selection of art and shirts that you can wear, so be sure to take a look at them. If you use a link in the description below, you'll get a discount, and your favorite YouTubers, High Tech Lowlife, get some kickback so we can continue to provide quality content to you in the future. It's a good way to support your favorite creators.